Do not make 5 beats a day for 3 summers until you see this 2-part series on Keygroup workflow and memory management. In order to show you how I save my projects, I'm going to create a beat using so 100 keygroups and drum kit. For the chord progression, I'm going into D's Keys 2 MPC expansion and choosing the Tyree Crawford keygroup. I'm turning on the metronome in order to lay down my chord progression. The BPM for this track will be set to 83 BPM. Change the track from drum program to keygroup. Now let's enter pad perform mode. If you do not see the 16 pad icon in the Keygroup program window, hide the effects inserts by pressing the eyeball icon in the upper left corner. By default it's set to chromatic. Let's choose a So 100 progression from the chord Lord. Change from chromatic to progressions. Set the scale to C sharp. Double tap on the chord drop-down menu. Tap the back arrow until you get to the root of the progressions. Scroll to So 100 and choose progression number 9 from the chord Lord. Now I'm going to set the full level button to half level by double tapping it. This will allow me to lay down my chord progression and have headroom to humanize them. Back in the main window, click on the pencil icon of the sequence. Select double length, then exit to main window. We now have a 4-bar loop instead of the default 2. Now that we have a progression, I'm going to humanize the chords. You can learn more about humanizing by watching this previous video. Here I'm adjusting the volume on groups of notes to taste. Name the track the same name as the key group. Now I'm going to select a pad to layer on top of my chord progression. In this example, I'm choosing the key group, Suffrage, from the PowerPads MPC expansion. In the main window, we will now copy track 1 to track 2 by pressing the track's pencil icon, then copy. In the prompt, we want to copy contents of track 1 over the contents of track 2. Change the new track name to Pads-Suffrage and press Do It. Select track 2, then change the key group to Pad Suffrage. Now listen to the layers and adjust the levels. I adjust the key group volume in the insert window to blend with the other instruments. For the bass line, I'm choosing M King Bass from Big Bottom Bass MPC expansion. In the grid view of track 2, select the square and highlight the bass notes of the progression. Tap on the bar, beat, tick window. Scroll the jog wheel counter clockwise to the first bar, first beat, 0 ticks. Press and hold Shift, then select Copy. Tap on the track drop-down menu and select the next in use track. Press and hold Shift, then paste the bass line. In the main window, select the key group, Bass, M King. Hide the effects inserts by clicking the eyeball. Solo the track and listen to the bass line. On the track, tap on Transpose. Set the value to -24. Press Do It. This drops the bassline 24 semitones, which is 2 octaves lower. Press play to hear the difference. Unsolo the track to hear the bass, keys, and pads together. Name the track, Bass-M King. Select track 4, and choose the bell, Groovy, from Saved by D's Bells MPC expansion. Double tap full level, to set the full level button to half volume. Now press and hold Shift, then note repeat. You now see the bottom tabs have changed to quantize and ARP. With your fingers still on note repeat, remove the finger from the Shift button and tap ARP to bring up the arpeggiator. Another way to get to the ARP, using one finger, is to double tap the Shift button. The word Shift lock will appear, and you have exactly 2 seconds to press note repeat button. If you pressed it in time, the ARP menu will remain on the screen, without you holding Shift and note repeat. If you miss the time window, and press the note repeat button, it will respawn normally. In the arpeggiator, under Setup, check Enabled to turn on the ARP. The Latch Notes option triggers the ARP the same way the sample play setting will trigger a pad or key group, using one shot or note on. With Latch Notes unchecked or off, you must hold down the pad to trigger the ARP. It will play as long as you hold the pad, just like Note On mode sample playback. With the Latch Notes checked, simply tap a pad, and the ARP play on its own until you unlatch it, or double tap the stop button. Just like one shot sample playback. This allows you to switch between the chords you want to arpeggiate in real time. I'm going to change a few settings inside the ARP before recording. Set the timing to 1/16. Make sure action is set to ARP. Set the swing to 53. For this example, I'm going to leave the rest of the settings at default, but feel free to experiment with settings. We have the undo button. Comment below if you want to see how I freak the ARP. Now it's time to record the ARP and humanize a velocity. I'm also going to nudge the notes to the right by selecting them all. Select Don't Snap. Turn the jog wheel clockwise 5 clicks of the wheel. This is how I create more swing off grid. Name the track, Bell Groovy. Finally, let's add some drums to complete the track as normal, then I can show you how to save the project. I appreciate you for sticking around. I'm loading the Hilltop drum kit from Hard as Drums MPC expansion. In the main window, go to track 5 and switch it from Keygroup to Drum Program. Press and hold note repeat and set quantize to 1/16. Double tap the full level button to half level. Record the hi-hat while holding note repeat for 4 bars. Humanize the velocity by 16%. For more hi-hat swing, press time correct on the home screen. Set global time correction to on. Set time division to 1/16. Type should be on start by default. Change events from all to selected. Set swing to 53, shift timing to 3, and strength to 97. On track 6, set full level button to full level by pressing it one time. Record the kick and snare. I'm recording them on the same track to keep the rhythm, then I will explode them to their own track after. I'm going to select the snare and kick and nudge them slightly for swing. In the main window, tap the pencil icon on the track. Choose Explode. The current track 6 is now muted. Press the pencil icon on the track again. This time select Clear. The prompt will ask you, are you sure you want to clear this track? Select Clear. Switch to track 7 and tap the Solo tab. Press Play. You should hear the kick now playing on its own track. Tap on the alphabet icon to rename the track. When we exploded the track, it named the track after the sample. Delete the track label so we are left with just the name of the sample. Press Do It. Now switch to track 8 and delete the track title from the name. We only want the sample name. Press Do It. Unsolo the track and hear the results. This is the typical workflow I use to create beats from scratch using Keygroups. My sample chopping workflow is different. Let me know if you want to see how I chop below. Now let me show you 2 ways to save your project. Press Menu. Tap Save. Select Project. Create a folder named 3 Summers on a drive. Name the file name 3 Summers as well, and save the project. The size on disk is 64 megabytes, and the folder contains 119 files. This is good if you are working on projects with other MPC producers who do not have the expansion. When I'm producing, I load 3 to 4 different versions of instruments I want to use in RAM. In this example, I only loaded 1 key group per track. If you're making 5 beats a day for 3 summers, you will fill up a lot of unnecessary hard drive space very quickly. In the next part, I'm going to show you different ways to save and export your Akai MPC projects to save memory. If you like the video and want to see more content like this, like and share the video, talk to me in the comments and don't forget to subscribe.